What's up, everybody? I want to tell you about Anchor. If you haven't heard about Anchor by Spotify, it's one of the easiest ways to make a podcast with everything you need all in one place. Let me explain. Anchor has tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. When hosting Anchor on Anchor, you can distribute your podcast on listening platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and more. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. And best of all, Anchor is totally free. So download Anchor, the app, or go to anchor.fm to get started. And I'm a veteran, so let's hear some more military cadences. What's up, family? So tonight I want to talk about parental exhaustion. If you have kids, it is an exhausting job, especially if you do such a good job that they depend on you for everything. I have a 25-year-old and he still calls me for most things. He does live on his own, but when they get a certain age, they think they know everything, even though you tell them, at this stage, it's the advice stage, and they either choose to listen or don't. But when they don't listen, guess who they call? Mom and Dad. My husband has done a good job of stepping in and assisting me with my sons. He has his own children as well, and I think it's good that in this day and age, we're finally talking about parental exhaustion. I think those are the good things about the evolving time. It used to be, we would never talk about our feelings about things. And I guess that's one thing I can appreciate about this new generation is that we are very vocal about exhaustion, about how hard things are. I mean, talking about it doesn't make it better. I don't know. I guess it helps you know that you're not alone. My boys are older. My oldest is 25. My youngest is 19. But still very much so, I help them out a lot. As I think you should. I think that family, should support each other to a certain extent. Obviously, you don't want to enable them so much that they don't do anything on their own. But it's exhausting. I was a single parent majority of my boys, pretty much my boys' entire lives. And, it was all on me. And there were plenty of times that I was exhausted. I am grateful that I had, family, but sometimes I lived away from my family being in the military and it was just me and it's just not easy. And being a parent, you have to constantly put on a brave face. There is no quitting in parenting. I know. And I'm only going to address parents that's actually doing it because we know there are deadbeat parents, obviously. But for the parents that's actually doing it, the parents that's actually, just hanging in there, man. It's a thankless job. It's, it's something that we all struggle with. So tonight I wanted to share some stories and some tips and some just hang in there, you're not by yourself situations. I know that moms and dads are in this situation and we are not alone. So yeah, let's share some stories about the primary parent and the issues of it all. So let's get started.
I am currently having a mental breakdown because I voiced out loud to my husband that I am tapped out. I need a break from just being needed. And I feel like that's a very valid feeling to feel as a stay-at-home parent because my kids, they come at me every 5 fucking seconds. Mommy, I just need them to shut the fuck up.
This is the beauty of social media, because now people are doing that. And I think, like, it's a healthy release. I mean, we are human, man. And I know, like I said, I've been there. And, you know, you could be having the hardest day of your life, and she's a stay-at-home mom, but you know, for those of us that also work outside of the home, you could be having the hardest day at work, or you can be in the best mood and you can come home to a sick child, you can come home to something at school, bullying, grades, you name it. I need supplies at the last minute. Like, it's a never ending thankless job. So yeah, let's go to our next poor parent.
I feel like a bad mom because, like, as soon as the kids wake up, like, I just get mad at them for being kids. Like, my patience level is gone. The house is a mess. I'm literally drowning in laundry. I am, like, wearing my dirty clothes for, like, a week straight. Like, the kids are on their very last outfits, and I'm so stressed out, and I just can't do anything.
Hey, Mama Bear, you know what? The hardest part is already over. You need help. You've already expressed that. You're realizing that you're getting mad at your children because you're overworked. The hard part's over. So here's what you can do now. Call your partner. Let him know that you're overworked and that you need a vacation. You need to catch up on a lot of things that you need to do personally and around the house. And talk about when he's coming back and how he is going to help you with your vacation. Then you can call your parents. Set up a time for them to come down. Hey, you've got grandkids to come see. I need a vacation. Would you be willing to come? Maybe you can come quarterly. Maybe we can make this a habitual thing. Because Mama is burnt the out. Warning, you're going to feel guilty. You're going to feel bad. And it's almost like a lose-lose situation. However, there is something to not having little ones crawling all over you, asking for this, asking for that, wanting to play, crying all the time. Your senses are overloaded. So it's worth feeling guilty to get that break so that your brain can rewire itself to continue. Then, when you have that moment, take some time to readjust. Take some time to be easy on yourself. And last but not least, make sure that everyone around you knows that this is what you're expecting. Some help and some relief. And if they don't give it to you, TikTok will make sure that you get the resources that you need. Maybe some Mother's Day Out programs out there where you can drop your kids off for a few hours while you go take care of things. There are ways. And you matter and you deserve it. You're doing a $500,000 a year job for free. So let's fight for you. You got this. Oh, and another thing that might help, if you come to the realization that dishes, the trash, cleaning the house, doing all of these things, it never ends. These things never end. They will never have an ending point. It's always going to be something that you're going to have to do until they're old enough to do it themselves. So be easy on yourself. We do not need to live in a perfect utopian house when we have two toddlers destroying it the next day. Embrace that. Love it. They should. So think about that. We love you. Let us know.
That's some good advice. I do know that, like, sometimes people don't have family that they can call up. And, you know, that was one thing about me being a single parent. I didn't have anybody else to call up. But I almost feel more sorry for people that are married and their spouses just refuse to help them out. Like, I just think that's so crazy. Like, you know, I know it happens all the time. But it's just like, you know, when these unfortunate events happen where the mother snaps and she's told the husband that she's tired, you know, or even the wife that's leaving the kids at home with the unstable husband, it's kind of like, I know that life is hard and we kind of get out of touch with a lot of things, but that is why communication is key. And you have to be with somebody that understands when you're overwhelmed. I think that sometimes people don't understand that. And I do get that, like, stay-at-home moms don't get a lot of credit for what they do all day. And parenting is a full-time job. I know that her tips on finding sitters. I mean, it's so, being a parent's hard. I know that when my boys were old enough, because I definitely would always trust them with people, but I would sign them up. Like, I know the YMCA had things where you can, like, kids night out, where you can get a couple of hours to yourself and have your kids go do some fun activities. I know that one of our casinos here had a kids quest, is what they call it, and you pay, for your kids to play while you go see a movie or something. There are some, you have to vet these people, obviously, but there are some options if you have the finances to do that. I mean, it all sounds well and good if you have the finances, but those were things I did. I would sign my sons up for, I know on New Year's Eve, YMCA would do like a kids New Year's Eve where they could go for a couple of hours to swimming and having fun, and mama could go and, do some stuff, even if it was just to be home in a quiet house. And, you're going to have to clean. I clean still to this day several times a day. I don't know. I mean, I only get to see my house clean for maybe 20 minutes in my whole lifetime, unless my kids weren't home. But I do know that when they get older, I do have things I miss about my boys being little, because it does go by fast. It's a stressful job, but it's a rewarding job. And if you are up for the task, as anything, even marriage, it's hard. Let's keep going. Let's see if these parents' stories are different or just all the same. Let's go here.
Being a parent is the most exhausting thing in the world. I went to bed at 2 in the morning. Woke up at 4:30 in the morning because I had some work deadline. The kids had to get ready for distance learning at 7 a.m. Then I had to work my 8-hour shift and then do my side blogging business. When all of that was done, I had to do homework. I had to play with the kids. I had to run grocery errands. I had to come home and make dinner. The night doesn't stop there. I had to do the dishes, put the kids down, bathe them. And now after all of that, I still need to prepare for the next day. I get into bed and I am beat. No one ever tells you or shows you how exhausting being a mom really is. So hats off to all of you moms. Y'all are doing amazing. Doesn't matter what anyone says. You are doing the best that you can.
I agree. And hats off. I know that some parents that have like kids with learning disabilities, all my hats really go off to them, because oh my gosh, that they're up all night sometimes with their children, and I definitely believe are the angels on earth, because man. So let's keep going, my friends.
With me all day, and I can't catch a break from them. They're always so needy. What do I do? This sounds like you. First of all, let me say that you are not alone. There are many of parents who feel this same way, and so here are 5 important reminders to keep in mind as to what may happen and what you can do. Just because you are physically present with your child doesn't mean that your child feels connected to you. You could be spending all day running them around from activity to activity or taking them here and there, but unless your child feels connected to you, they may feel empty inside. They may still be needing more from you, and therefore the clinginess, the neediness increases. So here's what you can do. Schedule connection time. I like to call this special time. It is a dedicated time that you and your child sit down together and you interact, maybe for 15, 20 minutes, whatever seems capable for you. And so for this time, phone is put away, all distractions are minimized as best as possible, and it is you and your child connecting together. Make this time a time where your child leads the activity. So maybe they request to play blocks. Maybe they request to play superheroes. Maybe they want to sit and color with you. And so let them lead the conversation, lead the activity. Your only job is to be fully present, to be engaged in what you are doing, and to be a mirror to what your child is doing, saying. And so that is your interaction there. This is a time when your child will feel seen and accepted for who they are. Don't try to change their activities. Don't try to correct their lines or the game in which your child is playing. Be fully present. Be a mirror to your child. And then don't forget to schedule a time also to connect with yourself. It can be draining to be a parent. So taking care of your needs as well. At other times, you may need to set boundaries. You may need to find some adult who you can talk to unload. Or you may need to schedule a time away from your kids so that you can go do something for yourself.
Those are good tips. I definitely agree. And being present with being a parent, it is hard. We all have so many distractions. We all have that. But I definitely agree with what she said, that your kids can completely feel like, or they know when you're disconnected. So let's get some dad's point of view on this kind of stuff. Let's see what they're saying about co-parenting and all that.
The term co-parenting is taken so lightly in this generation. You aren't a co-parent if you only see your kid on the weekend. You aren't co-parenting if you just pay child support. Co-parenting is when two parents are equally involved in their kid's life and share equal responsibilities and obligations. Co-parenting is I drop him off, you pick him up. I can't make it to the teacher conference, so you pick up the slack. She has an extra expense this month and it's your turn because I got the last one. If the other parent cannot count on you like that, then you are not their co-parent. This trend of weekend or part-time is not parenting. You simply visit with your child. There is one parent maintaining the child, doing it all, while the other parent hangs out with the kids on a couple of weekends a month doing cool fun stuff. You are single with kids you get sometimes, and you live your life freely the other 90% of the time, without the obligations and responsibilities the primary parent is obligated to.
He's spitting nothing but facts. And I think that when one parent is doing everything and they kind of just let that parent be I almost call it the uncle or aunt role, like where, oh, I'm going to drop by, I'm going to do this. That's not co-parenting. And I think that more people need to understand that. I mean, it takes two people, and if you are co-parenting, I think that is something that will help you with your parental exhaustion, especially if you trust the person that you are co-parenting with. Yeah, let's get one more male perspective on parenting.
Just that fast. Listen to that. Dads aren't primary parents. Dads, to get half the rights that y'all have to sign a paper when our child is born, and y'all have to agree to it. So yes, your responsibility in motherhood as the primary parent is greater than the dad's. Let me finish.
I triggered. We didn't sign up to be the primary parent. We signed up to both of us being primary.
Shouldn't have left.
Fuck you, Joe.
What's happening in the world?
So, a lot of men do feel like that. I know a lot of men that feel like that. Like, oh, you left, so it's on you. That's not fair. Revert to what the last guy say. Be a co-parent, actually. Like, that whole you shouldn't have left, blah, blah, blah. No, you should show up for your child the same way the primary parent. And I wish I had more single father struggles, because I know there are a lot of single fathers raising children that are autistic or have some kind of disability, and they're doing it by themselves. Unfortunately, I didn't have time to search out all their stories. But if you are not co-parenting and you're that pop-up parent, I don't have no respect for you, because it's like it's not fair. And if you don't at least give all the accolades to your primary parent of doing the job, a lot of people think, child support is easy. It's easy to pay a fee every month and only have to come around when you can. I mean, I get you got to work and come off the money, but parenting is way more expensive and way more tedious, and it is a never-ending job. Really, my whole point of this podcast is not to bash anybody, but just to say, I see you out there, those parents that are actually trying. It is something that we can now openly talk about. Our parents didn't talk about it, and now they can look back, and I don't know how my mom did it, but she did it, and she looks really good for her age, and I'm just like, I don't know how she does it, because if you're really a real parent, you have a lot of sleepless nights, a lot of everything, and it just is a never-ending job. So you guys, stay in the fight. I'm praying for you and your children, and yeah. Efforts for Family is signing out. Good luck.